Hello. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to create a contour at a specific elevation. I've already downloaded a LIDAR file to start with. So we're going to bring that data in. First we had to create a new file. We need to input the longitude and latitude data, which I collected from Google Maps. The particular file is in the Connecticut River project area. It's a New Hampshire State Plane coordinate system we're going to bring it into. Now it's doing some crunching of the data, converting the coordinate system for the Google map from UTM to New Hampshire State Plane and the actual LIDAR data to New Hampshire State Plane. We've successfully brought in the image. Now we're going to bring in the data points. It's a LIDAR data file, so it'll be this top option. And we're going to insert the points only, since there's a lot of them. It's this sample image size folder, image size being the points are the same size as the size of this image here. The file itself is a lot bigger than that, but it's been reduced to the size of that image. There they are. Now we're going to create a topographical map first. At 2-foot interval, 10-foot major interval. We're going to label the major contours every 100 feet. We've got to select our points to use. Now it's creating a tin and 3D faces and the contour lines. And then it's labeling the contour lines. It's a pretty steep site, so there's a lot of detail on it. This is a Newfound Lake in Hebron. There's a point with a camp on it, like a day camp, maybe. So these are our contours overlaid on the image. You'll notice that where the buildings are, there's not a lot of data points because those data points aren't ground shots, so they're excluded from the data point file. And with this heavy trees, there's not a lot of ground shots. Couldn't see through to get to the ground. So there's some interpolation that went on in the heavily treed area. But where there's no trees, you can see there's a ton of ground shots. You can see here the contours kind of match up with the road pretty nice. Defining the road. So now we're going to create our single contour line. So now we need to pick a window to create the contour in. So we'll start here. We'll go up to here. And we're going to use the lake elevation, 587.88 feet, which is the elevation listed on the DES website for Newfound Lake. So there's we had a rogue point out here somehow, probably on a dock. Sometimes you get docks out there, and it puts a point up, elevation point out on the dock, and kind of messes the contours up. And then down here we've got some kind of a feature that comes out here. We're just going to trim off, and there's some heavy trees right here, so there wasn't a lot of data there. That's why there's a straight section line. But we're just going to trim it there. We'll use that section. So that essentially is your reference line for the shoreland district. So if we radius that whole line with like a 0.10 fillet, so you enter the 0.1, then you enter a P for filleting a polyline, then just select that line, and it fillets everything on that line. So now when you do an offset, say we offset at 75 feet, it's going to fillet all the outside corners automatically with a 75-foot fillet. 75.1 feet to be exact. And here we had some, but we stopped here, so we'll just trim this off. Right there. And we can offset another 75 feet for your 150-foot line, and then we'll go a 100-foot offset. That'll give us our 250-foot shoreline zone line. So there you go. So you've got your reference line, your 75-foot offset, 150-foot offset, and your 250-foot offset. All the offsets you need essentially for working in the shoreline zone in New Hampshire. That's it. That's how we create a reference line at any elevation, and our offsets for designing site plans, septic systems, whatever you need to do in the shoreline zone in New Hampshire. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.